Hey lovelies, welcome back to my channel. My name is Reneilwe Pholoba for those of you who don't know me. Those of you who are returning, thank you so much. I appreciate the love and support. If you're new, thanks for stopping back by. You can take the chance and relax and pause and hit the subscribe button. And don't forget to also hit the notification bell so that you're always the first to know when I upload a new video. I hope everyone is safe and keeping warm. Well, it's actually getting a bit better, but this weekend particularly was a bit cold for me. But yeah, I hope everyone is keeping well. And as I promised you, and as you can tell from the title of this video, I will be doing In Conversations with Renee. Mwah. Yeah, so today I'd like to speak a little bit about before we get into that, guys, I absolutely love this t-shirt. I love this t-shirt. But anyway, those of you who know me, right, know that I'm not a basic tee type of girl. No, I don't do basic. I'm like dramatic arms, dramatic something. Something just has to be dramatic. And then I tone it down just a little bit for work. But yeah, so yeah, I'm not a tea girl, but I absolutely love this one. And it's specifically because it has the words faith, hope, love. And yeah, I really, these words mean a lot to me. And it's because my husband got my rings, I mean, not engagement rings, my bands. He got those words engraved when we got married. So these words really mean a lot to me. But anyway, enough about that, enough about fashion. I mean, I'll speak more about fashion when I do a fashion or a clothing haul or something. But yeah, so yeah, motherhood. Hey, let's get right into the video. Okay, guys, so motherhood, it has been a journey, like a journey. A very beautiful journey, a very overwhelming one. But it's been amazing nonetheless. It's been amazing. So I just thought today, let me talk about motherhood, because motherhood is hectic. I won't lie. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like it's a walk in the park. It is not. It is, yeah, it is a lot of work. But anyway, so for context, I love giving context. Before baby, right, it was just me and hubby. Things were nice, things were good. We didn't have to worry about splitting my time. You know, we'd spend quality time. We didn't have to be creative about how we spend our quality time because there's now a third person in our relationship. But yeah, so that it was good, man. You know, I didn't even have a helper at that time. So I would clean, cook, everything. Hey, I felt like I was, you know, the wife. Vibes. This girl right here. Then I fell pregnant, and I like, wow. I realized that, hey, you know what, my body is going through changes that are hectic, because if you were tiny, now you like, you know, carrying another human being. And I must admit, I actually really enjoyed my pregnancy. There was no complications. There was nothing funny like that. I really enjoyed it. The only thing is that, you know, when you get those comments from people, ooh, awesome, ooh, ikhalala kholikhulu. Or, ooh, awesome. So I literally, like, my complexion was very dark. In fact, I still see like my neck is still dark and still recovering from that. I know 2 years later, it's crazy. But yeah, so those comments were annoying, but at the same time, because I was just so happy about being pregnant and expecting with my husband our first child, those things didn't really matter. Hey, like I just felt oxalayo. It was one of those things like oxalayo, you know. But it does get to people, especially, you know, people who are not necessarily excited about their pregnancy and they have nothing, you know, exciting nothing to be excited about. I mean, because of the whole dynamic. So I think I was just fortunate that those comments didn't get to me. But in all honesty, I would like to educate people that please It is unnecessary to say that to a pregnant woman. She's already feeling insecure. Her body is already going through changes. So you need to be smart. Like, you think she can't see that she's getting dark or that she's getting big? I mean, relax. Her clothes are telling her, an extra person. So you don't need to tell a pregnant woman that. Anyway, that was just me venting. So fast forward nine months later, now I'm giving birth to this beautiful daughter, and needless to say, I didn't think my life would change so dramatically. Wow, guys, the first 3 months, I was exhausted. I was exhausted. Exhausted was a way of life. It was a way of living. I was constantly in a state of exhaustion, and because you don't sleep. You sleep in intervals of 2 hours, and even when baby is napping during the day, I know they say, oh, you must also nap. It's not that easy, because now you think, okay, hubby's gonna come back from work, let me clean, let me cook, let me do something, and then before you know it, baby's awake. So I was exhausted, and I think the thing that I want to tell you guys what I actually learned from expecting and having a baby. And I learned a lot of things, but I think the most important thing that I learned was communication. I thought I was a brilliant communicator. Pregnancy showed me that I got work to do. Anyway, so when I say communication, it's just I don't know about you guys, but I'm a personality, so I'm a perfectionist by nature when it comes to things that I love. Anyway, I'm a perfectionist by nature. I want to do things a certain way. I want things to be done a certain way. I'm saying used to believe that I could do it all. I could, but doing it all is exhausting. So that type of personality, you get stressed a lot. And I realized that when I had my baby, that I actually needed to pause and I needed to ask for help. I had needed to ask for help from my husband, because also he didn't know what to do, right? Even like my parents, because I was there for like 3 weeks, they didn't know what to do. So you actually are put in a position where you have to say, you know what, I'm exhausted. I just need to nap for like 4 hours. Like, can you help out? But so I learned communication. I learned how to articulate what I need and when I need it. And I think that really, really helped me navigate motherhood a little bit better, because if I was going to put myself in a situation where all I want to do is let me do it all, I would have passed out from exhaustion, literally from exhaustion, because what must happen? So that's the first thing that I learned. The second thing that I learned to adapt. Guys, I'm that girl. You do things like this and that's it. Easy, I know what to expect. I'm in control, gumnandi. We're doing it like this. But with baby, you learn to adapt. You have to so you can't, and I like doing things start to finish. So my problem was I couldn't start something and finish it as much as I could previously. So what I'm trying to say is I couldn't, for instance, let's say I'm washing dishes, but when baby's still small, I could only wash half of the dishes at a time until hubby came back, but that would frustrate me because I just want to finish the dishes. I just want to finish them so I can move on with my life. So it was tough, but I learned to adapt. So I learned to change the way I do things just so I can have peace of mind, and also so I can enjoy the journey of being a mother, and also not to what's the word? My mother-in-law always talks about this, when after you have a baby and then you have this specific type of depression, that one, not to have that. I forgot what it's called. I'll probably put it on the screen. So I learned to adapt, and that really, really, really helped me. But I also learned to be kind to myself, because most of the time you meet people that are that like were big when they were pregnant, and then literally 2 months later, back to size ntontoni, 28 or whatever, you know. And then meanwhile, some of us are like, but I'm breastfeeding and I don't think I'm eating that much. But still, like, you just have to work harder to lose the weight. So I learned to be kind to myself. I learned to say, okay, what is the most important thing for me to do right now? Let me prioritize that, because if I try and do too many things, I'm going to be overwhelmed and it's going to defeat the whole purpose, you know? So yeah, I learned to just be kind to myself and to know that, okay, when I'm ready to lose weight, or when I'm ready to, for instance, read that book, or when I'm ready to come up with a new hobby, I will do that. But for now, let me just enjoy this process. So new mom, or mom who maybe, you know, you're going through what I'm talking about, be kind to yourself. You are doing just fine. You are doing enough. Actually, you are doing more than enough. The fact that you carried this baby and brought this baby into this world, you're doing enough and you're doing your best. So be kind to yourself. Yeah, so having a baby also taught me to be creative, like to be creative with my time, to choose what I do, because now you have you have a whole human being that you need to take care of. So you had 24 hours before baby, and now all of a sudden it just feels like 16, you know. So you choose to adapt and do things differently. You choose to be creative. I mean, even hubby and I had to be creative in terms of how we spend quality time together as husband and wife, and not mommy and daddy. So yeah, it's really been an interesting journey, and I suppose it keeps things interesting in the marriage as well, because, you know, you are forced sort of to change things up and not keep them the same. Yeah, so I also learned to be creative, very, very creative. But yeah, guys, so those are some of the things that I've learned. I don't want to keep this video too long, but I just want to quickly touch on, you know, how when you're a new mom, or when you even if you're getting your second child, so to say, then you get a lot of advices from people. And I think because I'm such a perfectionist, I would ideally like to follow what people, especially people who have done what I'm going through, like who have gone through it rather. But I ended up being frustrated, because I realized that you will hear this from one person and hear that from another person. At the end of the day, mother, at the end of the day, it is your baby, right? It is your baby, firstly. Secondly, you can decide whose advice you want to take and whose you don't. In fact, you don't even have to take anybody's advice and do things the way that you want to do it. Because, yeah, I realized that I got overwhelmed trying to figure out, I'm going to make an example. One person will tell me, oh, don't bath baby every day. It's too cold. And they're going to get sick. Don't bath baby every day. Bath them every second day. Another person would say, what? You must bath baby every day. You must bath. And I just had to sit and pause and be on some, you know what do I want to do? What is practical for my household? And that worked for me. So don't get overwhelmed by all the information and advices from people. Do what you feel is best for you. And I suppose it was easier for me because I had my own place, you know, because it's also difficult if you're staying at your mom's place or your in-law's place and they're trying to help out, because it could come across as though you don't appreciate their help, right? But in every relationship, in every friendship, communication is key. So yeah, those are some of the things that I wanted to share with you guys. 15 minutes really is very short. It is very short because I really wanted to dig deep in terms of the impact having a baby had on my marriage with my husband, or our marriage rather, let me put it that way. But I guess there'll be multiple chances to speak about that, as well as on me as a person. Maybe I'll just quickly speak about one more point. Having a baby gave me perspective. I thought I knew, you know, I thought I knew where I was going, what I want, everything, you know, about my life. But after having a baby, I realized that all these things that I thought were important are actually not. That there is that there is much more important things in life. And that was a blessing to me because it enabled me to stop stressing about things that are not necessarily important. You know, you start realizing that family actually is important. When you work in a crazy industry where you know that working late is just normal, it's a norm, like you just work late. But when I had a baby, that's when I realized that, hey, you know what? Deadline or no deadline, I still need to feed my baby. Deadline or no deadline, I still need to fetch her from crèche. Deadline or not, I still have to bath her. So it gave me a lot more perspective in terms of what is important in life. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did preparing it. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, guys. I am feeling good this weekend. It is Women's Month. It was a baby-free weekend, so I got to rest and relax and have quality time with my husband, do my hair, as you can see. I even did my nails, guys. Ooh, yazzy. I'm a person, my goodness. I got my nails done. I'm so glad I wasn't speaking like, you know, because I always, when I get my nails done. But yeah, I got my nails done. I did them myself, by the way, with a little bling. I did them myself. I'm getting there, not 100%, but I'm getting there. Yeah, so I hope you guys stay safe. If you like this video and you want more content that is of this nature, do let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and to all the women, happy Women's Month. Mwah.